Hello everybody and welcome to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at a map, South Quebec. Now South Quebec would have been an excellent candidate for a Big Bud DLC map comparison, but it came out a little bit too late for me to include it in the roundup, and it would have been right there at the minimum specification that we had established with respect to the number of fields. This map only has 12 fields, but 9 of them are very, very large fields. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map. So as I do with our first impression videos, we're going to pick our John Deere Gator to be doing some driving around. Let's take a look at the log. So it looks like we've got a fair bit of starting equipment. So here we are, starting on the front porch of our house. Now I liken this farm to kind of an industrial complex, more than a farm, a traditional American style farm. So let's take a look at the map. So you can see the map is really laid out in a grid of 9 quadrants, where you have the top 3, you have then the middle quadrant here of the map is really the farm and most of the sell points, and then you have 3 large fields to the south. You have 2 large fields basically to the side here, and then you have you have 4 little fields. You own fields 11, 10, and 12. Those are the smallest fields on the map. The map has our standard fruit types or standard crop types. And as I said, you own fields 10, 11, and 12. So this map has 5 main sell points on the map as far as your normal crops go. Of course, your biogas plant, your spinnery, and your sawmill. Here's our starting equipment. It is all fairly new, fairly low cost as far as your daily maintenance is going to go. Let's go ahead and take out a loan so we can buy our animals. And I'll tell you, when I was looking around at this map the first time, there are lots of storage silos on this map. Plenty of storage room. And we start out with 0 animals, nothing in the various troughs. And whoa, look here, we have our storage capacity. I was looking at this earlier. I think it's 3 billion because there's 3 zeros. There is 6 zeros right there, I think. There's 9, so I think that's 3 billion. If it's not, it's 300 million storage capacity. And I've counted at least 3 storage silos on this map, if not 4, all within that main square area. So let's look at our equipment. So we start with 3 tractors that range in horsepower from 400 to 646 horsepower. So we have large tractors here, very powerful tractors. We have the large New Holland harvester with a grain header. We have our semi. We have a forage harvester, New Holland, with our corn chaff header. We have 2 cramp tippers. We have the large cultivator, a large Amazon seeder. We have the liquid fertilized self-propelled sprayer, the large forage wagon, our pickup, and then we've got some animal items. We've got our water tank, our animal transport trailer, our self-propelled Silo King, and then we have a Scorpion. We have nothing leased, so that's all the equipment is we own all of that equipment. So let's go ahead and get our Gator so we can do some driving around. And let's look at the map again. Something else to note is the store is right here in this area. It's not on the shop says it's way up here, but this is obviously not the shop. This is the animal buy point. So the shop icon is misplaced on this map. The shop is actually more or less in this area. Right there is a shop, and this is where your items appear, your spawn point for your equipment. So that's something to note. So this main grid here is chocked full of storage sheds. We have a maintenance shed here to do upkeep on our tractors, to do our customizations. We have, this is just deco maintenance here. So you can use this for equipment storage. It's kind of decked out as if it's kind of a storage maintenance shed, but it's pretty cool the way they've got these decorations in here. It's not just a big empty shed. So let's continue on and see if... So this building is also equipped that way. As is this one. So it looks like one of our propane tanks, or two of our propane tanks, are kind of sunk in the ground there a little bit, but we have a large storage bay here. And additional storage on this end. I don't know if this is operational. Okay, it's not. So it looks like all the buildings on this side seem to be decked out with kind of maintenance. This may be your supposed maintenance area. Very large bay, storage equipment bay. Almost indicative of like a hangar bay. And this whole side is lined with these. So this map has ample storage for big equipment. Oh, what is that? I've never seen that, but that's a welder. I don't recall seeing that particular item before. Okay, we'll just go ahead and open up this last one. So in here we have our two harvesters. Our grain harvester, big grain head, our forage harvester, and our big Valter tractor with our large cultivator. So our BGA is over here. Just go ahead and huff it on foot. Like I said, most of this area is contained within this central point. Standard BGA with our 5 bunkers and our Silo King and our Digestate tank over there. So while we're over here, let's jump into this truck here, because I want to show you a couple of these storage silos. And I think the best way to do that is to use our truck and our tipper. So for this particular storage silo, you come in, and we get hung up on something here. You drive over the scale, and here's your tip out. And while I do these on hard mode, so obviously we don't have any crops, you can see this particular silo has the 300 million, I think that is, capacity. And this particular silo will store all of your standard crops, including potatoes and sugar beets, wood chips also. Okay, so that's one storage silo. And let's see where the tip point for this is. I'm assuming it's going to be around the corner here. Our tip is actually this warehouse structure. I believe. So I believe we tip in here. Alright, that obviously doesn't do anything, it's too low. So I believe that's where we tip in to store our things, our items, for this particular silo. Now over here, we also have another storage silo. We use this tractor temporarily. So lots of the things on this farm are marked. So here we have straw, chaff, grass, silage, TMR, and hay. But if we go ahead and hook up and drive up over here to our tip out point, you'll see that we also can contain, now this one has a different capacity of just 5 million liters. So we have our normal crops, TMR, chaff, silage, straw, grass, hay, in addition. So this is a second farm silo. Okay. Let's go over here. Because this is a third farm silo. It's not letting me pick it because this particular silo only does your grain crops. So your traditional farm silo is what's stored there. Your wheat, barley, corn, canola, soybean type product. This would be a transfer station to get on the train for your sell points, but it also comes up as a farm silo, again, for all of these various products. So that would be kind of 4 silos right here in this contained area. As you can see, we do have trains. We have at least one train only sell point. Yeah, we just have one train only sell point on this map. So let's take a look at some other things. There's lots to look at on this map. So let's just run over here. Like I said, most things are labeled very nicely, so you'll be able to tell what they do. So I think this map would be well suited for the single player that wants to get into big fields and wants to use the Big Bud and not have to deal with the large 4x size maps. So here we have a fill point for liquid fertilizer, and conveniently our self-propelled fertilizer sprayer is right there. Okay. Of course, this is another. That's the silo system that we looked at initially. So we're in our gator. We're going to do a little bit of driving around now. So this particular area is our refueling point for our vehicles. And this is a wash bay. Clean everything off as we come out of the off the field and everything. So let's run over here. And look at some other things. Let's take a look in here. So this particular building is equipped with fans, so it's as if this is maybe intended for tipping in like your root crops and everything. Looking for a switch. Okay. So let's go see if these fans are now running. Okay, they're not. Thought there was a switch here that would turn these fans on. It's not, I guess the switch is not animated. So over here we have one of our seeders. We have a large seeder and our triple wheeled Challenger. And this is kind of your seed supply point, or seeder supply point. You have seed refills here. You have solid fertilizer fills here. So you can just come in with your seeder, fill up with your solid fertilizer and your seeds in this large shed. Let's run back over here and get to our gator. So you got to be careful about driving around in here because you can get a little bit stuck with respect to kind of making the wrong turn. But as you can see, like I said earlier, this area is very much like more of an industrial complex than a. So here we have sugar beet, potato, and wood chip. This is marked complex on the map. And complex takes all of your standard crops. So I'm not really sure why we have these things marked here. But this may be the sell point, and that may be the fill point for that silo. Like I said, we've got so many silos and stuff just crammed in here. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to pinpoint which tip point and then which is a sell point and which is a fill point. So let's go look at the animal areas. They're down this way. I'm just got to try to find a gate. Okay. I know there's a gate over here. All right. So we have the bakery sell point is right out here. So overall, this map is pretty flat, kind of indicative of the Midwest. I don't know if South Quebec is like this or not. We've got trees planted very much in straight rows, so that's a little bit. Would be nice to see the trees planted in a little uneven pattern as opposed to just being straight down the row. But I guess if you did have this area being forested through a sustainability type initiative, possibly they do just plant those things in a straight line. So here you have our sawmill. We have our log sell point right here. We have our wood chip sell point right there. And this is interesting. I wonder if this crane is workable. It's kind of odd that it would be down like that. I'm not able to raise the crane. I'm just moving it around. So I think the crane looks broken. That's pretty odd. So also we've got a radar, a spinning radar area on the map. These are just some decorative greenhouses. So this particular cell point is our botanics. Botanics takes only manure and wood chips. So there's a little bit of weird flashing going on here. If you all can see this. Kind of flashing. So I had seen this map before it made the mod hub. It recently made into the in-game mod hub as a beta map. And I was looking at this map a couple weeks ago before it made it into the in-game mod hub. And that was happening on that version also. So I'm not really sure what they changed between version 1 and version 1.0.0.1. So here we have our pig zone. Standard water trough, standard feeding trough. This should be our buy area. So there's our pigs. Straw plane is over here, so this is where we would bring our straw for bedding. Our liquid and solid manure over here, where they typically are. So here we have our water fill point. Conveniently, our truck is located right here with our water tank. And this is free water. So this water is free from this reservoir or basin or whatever you want to call it. So here we have our sheep area. Our feed and our water. This will be our buy point. And our wool spawn point is right there. So our sheep get a little area, not too big. They don't get any shade. Poor little sheep. Same, well, at least our pigs get this shed that they can kind of go into. Okay, we have our chickens up here. in this yard. So this is the standard Goldcrest Valley farmyard or farmhouse. Although, interestingly enough, I don't think this is where we spawn. I think we spawn at another spot on the map. Oh, here's our chickens. I went past it completely. So this particular chicken pen has grass, so you get the wonderful task of trying to hunt the eggs in this grass. That's a task that I just absolutely can't stand myself. Alright, let's go up and look for our cattle. Our cattle are up in the north section of this quadrant. Alright, let's get out of here. And let's see if we can get... we'll go in. Here we go. We'll drive through our silo complex. That's about the best description I have for this area. The amount of giant silos that are here. This area of the map is well equipped for large crops. Alright, so here's our cattle area. It's our standard Farm Simulator 17 cal area. With our bunker, complete with our storage shed here. And our buy point. So there's our cows. And of course we have our feed trough here. Our water trough should be around the corner here, right? It's been a while since I did Goldcrest Valley, but there's our water trough. And we should have another grass trough over here. I am correct. There we go. And then our liquid and solid manure come out there. So this particular area is just kind of a residential area. Nice little garden, growing some tomatoes, some houses. So you can basically pretend that this is where the various employees for the silo complex and the farm itself live. The roof there looks a little bit odd being so low. So here we have our animal buy point. If we want to come and pick up our animals, we can come here and do that. So that is basically the map. We've got a couple sell points we need to go to, and we'll take a look at these fields. We've got a big port up here to the north. So you can see there's a train line that runs around field 4, 9, 7, and 5. Alright, let's see if we can figure out how to get to some of these sell points. So they're this way. So when I looked at the various field sizes on this map, I'm not really sure if the field sizes are being represented accurately within the map itself with the mission system. And we'll jump around to a couple fields before we leave so I can kind of show you that. But the 3 fields that I looked at that appeared to be different sizes on the game map all reported being the same size on the in-game mission system. I thought the sell points were further up. So here we have Goldcrest Grain. It's another one of these warehouse-looking buildings. And then the spinnery is past this. So it's as if these 3 sell points were basically, he didn't have enough room in the middle of the map, and it just seems like they're kind of stuck out here all by their own. I mean, I don't know why you would have a building way out here all by itself with nothing really to support it as far as other residential shops. So this is where you would drop your, it's not marked on the map, but this is where you would drop your wool. So up here is the port. We're just going to drive through the field. to get to what's called the port. You can see these large silo complexes all interconnected together. Everything is fenced in. The house there is a bit odd that you would have this residential looking house complete with clothes and everything in a very obvious industrial area. How do you get into this thing? Oh, here we go. So overall, you come in around here. It's a massive complex, and then you have this house with a windmill and clothing. Just a bit odd that this would be positioned here in what's obviously a industrial complex. So we come over here, and here's our tip point. It's just lost in amongst all of this other stuff. So here we've got another crane that's broken. It's really odd. I wonder if that's intentional or if that's just a mistake. So here we have a grain transfer station to transfer on and off the train. And then up here we have some additional equipment storage buildings to support operations on this side of the map. Okay. So let's take a look at some of these fields, and then we'll wrap it up. So we'll see field 9 says 20.5 hectares. Okay, let's look at field 4. 27.46. Let's look at field 1. Is 36.77 at $2.9 million. 36.75. Field 2 is 50.8 at $4 million. It's 36.81 at $2.9 million. 36.16 at $2.9 million. So the field sizes are different, but they're close, so that's what I was probably seeing. 36.73 at $2.9 million. So you see we've got plenty of fields that are much larger than our 15 hectare minimum on our big bud study that we just saw the other day. So here we have 49, almost 50 hectares at 4 million. So this particular map has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did we look at 9? 8 fields that are over 15 hectares in size. We have 12 fields total. So this map would have made our study had it come out about a week, 2 weeks earlier than it did. So overall, I would rate this map with respect to maybe big equipment. I would probably rate it pretty high, probably rate it a 9, simply because we have very easy access to the fields. The area in and around the farm seemed to be very well laid out and very spacious, especially right here. And this particular, and the biogas in this particular area. The sell points in this whole silo industrial complex, it's a bit messy, it's a bit cluttered, and it's a bit confusing and easy to get lost. So that really is one of the big holdbacks on this map, is that you can pretty much possibly lose track of where you put something in here and lose track of product. So you could have 100,000 liters of something somewhere and you never really find the silo that you poured it in, just because you've got so many different silos there. So let's take a tour around on the train as we wrap this up. So the map is completely flat. I don't think we saw a single hill, but that's fine. We don't need to have hills. We've got massive trains here. Look how long these trains are. On Goldcrest Valley, we basically have like, you know, one of these front train cars, and we might have two of the back set, the middle set of train cars, and one of the back train cars. But here we've got, we've probably got at least 10 cars here on this particular train. So here we have the edge of the map. I can kind of see underneath the edge of the map based on how this this is set up. But at any rate, so thanks for watching, guys. If you like this map or you like this video, go ahead and click the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe. I try to put out map videos twice a week, and we have Let's Play series on Serenity Valley 3 times a week, and we'll be putting out a new series on Northwest Texas. It'll probably be coming out 3 days a week, with probably a Saturday also release for that particular map. We also have videos on how-to. So we release how-to videos on various things possibly related to maps, maybe how to do various industrial things on a map, various other things like that. I'd encourage you to check out the guys out at the PCSG website. They are a really great bunch of guys, very helpful, very friendly crew, and they are into pretty much anything that is simulation based. So be that farm sim, truck sim, flight sim, train sim, pretty much if it's sim, they're into it. And then you got the guys out at the 3 Dudes Gaming Network. Several of the media members are included in my description. I as well am a media member of the 3 Dudes Gaming Network. So I encourage you to check out that site. And I will be trying to post at least once a week an exclusive early access video to 3 Dudes Gaming members. So I encourage you, if you like the videos, if you like my map first impression videos, go ahead and subscribe there and check out my media zone because I might be posting some early access video links there to be able to check out a map possibly a week and a half before it's actually released to the rest of the internet. So with that, I bid you all farewell, happy farming, and I'll see you later.